Hey guys, it's Michael J. Welcome back to another video. We finally got some really exciting news this week surrounding the Marvel superhero shows coming to Disney+, specifically some great news for Wandavision. Remember this guy, Quicksilver, Wanda's brother from Age of Ultron? It was just leaked that this guy's gonna have a role in the Wandavision series.
You didn't see that coming?
But wait, didn't he die or something?
You didn't see that coming.
Yes, that's the one. That one's dead, but that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about this Quicksilver, the Fox Quicksilver. That's why this is huge. This show is going to open the portal from the MCU to all the other film franchises. Well, if they can bring Fox's Quicksilver to the MCU, what about Wolverine, or Deadpool, or even Chris Evans as Johnny Storm? We're going to be breaking down all the possibilities that doing this will open up for the MCU, as well as what's going to happen with Wanda and her two twin sons, so make sure you watch until the end of the video. And if you're new to the channel, welcome! Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy the content. I've got great videos coming out each week on all your favorite movies and TV shows, and we've got a great community here that loves to talk about all the same things that you love to talk about, so go down and hit that red button to subscribe if you want to join the community. Now, let's jump right into this because this is really exciting. In fact, I'm excited for all the shows we can look forward to. We've got the Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming, as well as the Loki show and Season 2 of The Mandalorian. Disney Plus is just really hitting strong towards the end of 2020. Now, WandaVision is set up to have 6 episodes and take place after the events of Avengers Endgame, where Vision is dead as well as her brother Quicksilver, and if you remember, in Age of Ultron, they mentioned that some bad guy used Stark's weaponry to kill their parents. Wanda's been through a lot recently, and she's not in a great headspace, so the show is going to be about her creating this alternate reality in her head where everything's perfect and she gets to live her life out with Vision. This is where the different sitcom scenarios come in, going from the 50s all the way to 1985. This will literally be a dream family version of her life, and we're really going to get to see her descent into madness and eventually set up the multiverse. Because all the events in this show are going to directly lead right into Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness, and set up the multiverse's future in the Marvel Phase 4. This is the beginning and will lay the groundwork for the rest of this phase. They said the first 3 episodes will focus on this alternate reality with all different sitcom shows, and then the last 3 episodes will be more like an Avengers movie with crazy action scenes, the plot goes nuts, and we'll get to see some cool battles with magic and multiverse stuff. The biggest thing was the announcement that the Quicksilver actor, Evan Peters, has a role in the show. Originally, Fox was its own studio, so they had their own version of Quicksilver for the X-Men movies, and Disney had to do their own version of Quicksilver in Age of Ultron. I mean, he's not very alive now, he got killed off way back then, but hey look, Disney owns Fox now, so let's bring the Fox Quicksilver over to the MCU. I mean, maybe bring a few others over while you're at it. I wouldn't mind seeing Deadpool pop up in Doctor Strange 2, or maybe in an Avengers. Wolverine would be awesome. I mean, all the X-Men. You can do it, Disney. We're ready. WandaVision is literally going to be able to go into different film franchises' universes to pull whatever heroes they want into the MCU, and I think we're going to see even more of this in Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. I can't wait to see them bring over some X-Men, maybe Magneto, or even Deadpool, who knows? But could you imagine if they went back to the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans and grabbed Tobey Maguire for a little surprise cameo or something? I mean, they can do it, and the fans would love it. I made a video on this a while back that you should definitely go watch if you like this idea. I had a lot of fun with it and would love to see this idea come to life. I mean, the possibilities are endless with the multiverse, and this is just going to be the key to unlocking everything and anything in these movies. But real quick, did you know that if you're watching this video right now, there's a 90% chance that you're not subscribed? Yep, that's crazy. Only 8% of my viewers on average are actually subbed. If you're enjoying the videos, don't forget to subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. We're trying to hit 200K by the end of August, and your support would be greatly appreciated. Shout out to the subbed 8% though. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for all your support. Now, Wanda in this show, just like in the comics, will be having twins, William and Thomas, who down the line grow up to be Speed and Wiccan. She's got 2 little baby cribs here and 2 little pacifiers that pop up. These boys will most likely continue to have big parts in the rest of Marvel's Phase 4. Now, I guess there's a small possibility that Evan Peters could be playing her son Speed. It would be a nice head nod to Quicksilver if they chose to leave that character out, but honestly, I don't think they're going to do that. This actor's a little too old. He's close to Wanda's age. He'd have to play an adult version of her son, which I'm sure she could see in a vision or something, but honestly, I'm hoping he reprises his role as Quicksilver. He had a lot more screen time in the X-Men movies that helped develop his character a lot more than the one in Age of Ultron. It's not that I don't like that one, it's just that I liked Fox's Quicksilver much better. Plus, the other one's kinda dead. but they're saying that this show is going to stay very true to Scarlet Witch's backstory from the comics. There's a lot of crazy things that happen in her mind and between different realities and a huge twist with her kids. So after Endgame, Vision just died, her parents are dead, and her brother is still dead from Avengers 2. So Wanda, not being in the best headspace, creates this ideal family dream life in her head. This is where she gets to live through the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s with Vision. Everything was happy until they wanted to have kids. Unfortunately, Vision won't be much help in this area because he's just a synthezoid. He was created, but he can't create life. So Wanda ends up basically using a lot of her magical power to make a spell that lets her get pregnant. But in reality, she was unaware that in doing this, she used fragmented shards of the demon Mephisto's broken soul and turned them into embryos, letting her become pregnant with twins, Thomas and William, who actually, funny enough, she had Doctor Strange there to deliver them. Now, Mephisto the demon is a huge character, so I'm not sure they would introduce him in a TV show like this, maybe in a movie down the road for a bigger appearance, but I'm not really sure yet. A lot of fans wanted him to be the villain in Doctor Strange 2, but I think they're still going to go with Nightmare instead. But don't worry, I'm sure we'll be seeing Mephisto somewhere in the MCU eventually. It'd be really cool, and I'm looking forward to it. Now, Scarlet Witch didn't even know she did this, and shortly after the twins, Vision and Wanda went back and started helping the Avengers again, and the nanny, who they would have watch the twins, would notice that whenever Wanda's mind was on something else, like her own survival in the middle of a battle, the kids simply stopped existing. They just disappeared. That's crazy. It turns out that this is because they were never fully real to begin with. Wanda created them by altering reality to appear as if she had twin children. Now, in comes a guy named Immortus. He was a time-traveling baddie and feared that Wanda's kids posed a threat to reality, so he manipulated the American government into kidnapping and dismantling Vision in fear that he would attempt a global computer takeover like he did once before. But this basically broke Vision. His consciousness died so that all that was left was an emotionless robot. This traumatized Scarlet Witch, and not too long after, she also learned the true origin of her children, which didn't help the current situation. The demon, Mephisto, was then able to reconstitute his soul, and in doing so, absorbed Wanda and Vision's twins. This made Scarlet Witch go insane, and if it wasn't for her mentor, another witch called Agatha Harkness, who is looking like she'll be in the show, thought it would be a good idea to completely erase Wanda's memories of her children that now just don't exist anymore. Then this is when it gets crazy. So down the line in the future, Scarlet Witch eventually remembers that she had kids. So she goes to the one and only Dr. Doom for some mystical advice, and he teaches her how to tap into the life force. By using this, Wanda was able to resurrect her twins in the past, but the life force ended up possessing her and causing her to go mad anyways. She ended up warping reality and attacking the Avengers. She killed Ant-Man and Hawkeye as well as Vision. And this is totally believable. Wanda is so freaking powerful. She's one of the most underrated Avengers we saw in the movies. She can just control anything with a simple thought. I'm really excited we're getting to see more of her because, honestly, we didn't get enough of her in the movies. But the only reason the Avengers were able to stop her is because they had Doctor Strange come in and shut down her mind. Then, because they didn't know what to do with her, they just handed her over to her father, Magneto, who took her to Charles Xavier in hopes of him repairing her mind. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to do any good. He ended up having to use his mind to just force her to go to sleep to protect the others from her. Xavier then went to talk to the Avengers and the X-Men so they could all talk to Wanda, but when they approached her, she just created a different reality where mutants ruled the Earth, including her standing by Magneto's side as leader. So after some time, a few of the heroes started remembering the real reality and decided to confront her. After a big battle, they ended up learning that Quicksilver, her twin brother, convinced her to alter reality to save herself because he was certain that the Avengers and the X-Men were going to execute her. I mean, completely frustrated, it all ended with Wanda saying no more mutants and reverting reality back to what it was. And I'm not sure how much of the story they're going to follow, but I thought this was really cool, and I think the introduction of her twins who eventually grow up to be loved heroes isn't a short-lived thing. Wandavision is going to introduce our first young heroes into Phase 4, and I think we're going to see them outlive the series and appear in the later movies. I wouldn't be surprised if they're the ones to start the Young Avengers down the road. We'll see how it goes though, but I think by the end of this show, Scarlet Witch will be compromised and either her madness or someone using her in this state will end up posing a threat to the timeline and reality, and that's where it'll lead right into the Multiverse of Madness where Doctor Strange has to come to the rescue and save her. I'm really excited for this movie and the new darker tone it's going to bring. I know it's a long shot, but I would just really love to see even the tiniest of cameos from Tobey Maguire as Spidey. And maybe they could have Andrew Garfield swing by and say hi. Just knowing that Marvel and Sony and all those actors are on good terms with each other and want to come back would be nice to see. And I feel like it's one of those things that, if done right, the fans might love so much that enough hype and attention get around it by the fans, it'll prompt Marvel to include them in a future project with a small role or something, and just help introduce us into this era of bringing heroes from other film universes. The possibilities are endless, and thankfully we don't have to worry about Marvel Marvel messing up as much as we do with Disney and Star Wars. The new movies were just so sad. If only they had someone like Kevin Feige to help with storytelling and direction, I think that would help tremendously. At least we'll have The Mandalorian to look forward to, which I'll be doing videos on, as well as the Loki show and Falcon and Winter Soldier. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please be safe. Go down and let me know in the comments if you're excited for the Wandavision series, and go watch one of these other videos. Until next time, I will see you in the comments. Peace.
I basically did everything. And Gene did a little, like, towards the end, but it was mostly all me.